welcome back to the channel. Taking a little break from Switch 2 news today. Just a small break. I mean, we are on the eve of the North American pre-order. But I figured since, we're talking systems, new systems, I want to talk about some system grails that I have. I'm not really a big, this is a grail item kind of thing, because in all honesty, like you see all my stuff behind me, it's all just stuff, nothing that I need. It's stuff that I want. So I feel a grail is more of a need than a want kind of thing, because I think that's what the last crusade kind of taught us at the end, not taking the Holy Grail past the seal. And so I don't know, getting philosophical there on what a Holy Grail is, kind of thing like that. But if I were to have grail items, it would be these systems that I'm going to read off in a second and kind of talk about them and why I want them, kind of thing. And spoiler alert, since I am the Nintendo dad, going to be a lot of Nintendo stuff on here, kind of thing, because that's just, I'm a child of the 80s. I grew up with the NES, Super Nintendo, and 64. I'm just a Nintendo dude. Not a shill, because they're not perfect, kind of thing like that, but for the most part, as far as any company goes, for me at least, they make the games I want to play the most, kind of thing like that, like Nintendo, Mario, Zelda, Metroid, the big three original, but then you got F-Zero, Star Fox, which is just, if I would say Nintendo's biggest fault is not giving us more Star Fox. I don't know how they don't do more with that IP. It just boggles my mind. Who doesn't like flying a spaceship and blowing shit up? But anyways, these are in no particular order. Like, there's not like, the first one I list is the one I want the most and the last one. No, it's not anything like that. It's just kind of just my thoughts and what I like, just kind of like doing this stream of thought kind of thing. And first up is going to be a Nintendo system, the Virtual Boy. It's something, it came out in 1996, 95, 96, 97. It was kind of like an appeasement to the delay in the N64, and it was kind of a half-baked idea, kind of thing like that, because it's not full virtual reality. It's just kind of like a stereoscopic 3D. You just put your head to this viewfinder that you can't strap to your head, really. You got it on the stands, and you're holding on to joystick or the controller and things like that. And I don't want it because I really want to play it. Like, I had a friend, a neighbor, who had it, and I played with it a little bit, and it was cool, kind of, but just the red lines and everything like that would give you a headache after so long. So it's one of those things that I don't want it to have to play it. But if you notice, like, I've got my little Nintendo DTOLF behind me. Right now I've got Lego cars on top of it, but it would be really cool if I had a Virtual Boy up there. I want a working one, because I like, for what you pay for Virtual Boys, between like $200 and $400. If I want to pay that much for something, I want it to at least work, so I can at least play it once. But I want that because that's the only Nintendo system that I've never owned. Like, I've owned all of them. And as you can see, I even have Super Famicom and Famicom, the Japanese only systems. So it's one of those things that I want to own that, just because then I can say I have every console for the Nintendo family. So that's kind of a grail piece of mine, if you will, just to have. Next up, another hard to find Nintendo item is the N64 disk drive, or the DD. Those are stupid expensive, man. You're looking at least $1,000 for just the base, just the plug-in, not any games. I do have a game, though. It's Mario Artist. It used to be over there. Now it's over there, because I've got my Japanese Nintendo stuff over there for the most part. That's not in the DTOLF. Again, kind of a cool add-on. I really just wanted to sit my Nintendo on top of, just kind of a piece to go with. Just something cool. Maybe since I wouldn't play with it, it would sit underneath that Nintendo right there in the display case, since it would be black on black instead of my red cased Nintendo 64, which maybe I'll put an end card right there, not end card, but a title card right there, so you can check out me doing the recasing of that and things like that. But yeah, that's just one of those cool Nintendo add-ons. Like, I was so excited for, like, this one is like something I've wanted since I was a teenager, because I remember the ads for it and the promise of it and everything like that. And I really just want that, because I've wanted that since I was 14, 15 years old, something like that. So that's just kind of one of those things, like, I think it's really cool. and I just want to add it to my collection kind of thing. But that would probably, of the things on this list, that might be the last thing I'd be able to obtain, because when you're married with kids, it's hard to justify to the wife, yeah, I spent $1,500 on this piece of plastic. Am I going to play it? No, probably not. It's just going to sit in the case. Am I going to resell it anytime soon? No, it's just going to sit back there. So that's kind of the hardest one to justify, because the rest of them are things I would actively use. And let me turn my damn ringer off. I didn't realize that was on. So sorry about those beeps, guys. That's what we do. We just fly by the seat. We're not cutting. We're not editing. We're just going, kind of thing. But yeah, so that would be like the only one that I didn't use, like mostly because the games are expensive too. Like Mario Artist, that's the cheapest game. I think I paid $60 for that. Most of them are well above $100. Some are like $400 or $500 a game. And the games that I would want, Doshin the Giant, F-Zero X, Track, or the add-on, the expansion, those are the stupid expensive games. So I don't know if I'd play that much of the GD, if at all. So it's hard to justify that price. I was kind of hoping to get lucky in Japan and find one under $1,000. I didn't even find one, period. So didn't even matter on that one. And then next up is something I've wanted since I was a teenager, is the Neo Geo Pocket Color. I remember when that came out. I'm trying to think I think it came out shortly after the Game Boy Advance. And I'd already had a Game Boy Advance. I was a teenager working. Was I working at Toys R Us yet? I think I was working at Toys R Us. And you don't make that much money, so it was kind of like I had already bought my Game Boy Advance, but Neo Geo Pocket Color was just so cool because you had like Street Fighter games on there, Sonic games. Because I think this was before Sega started putting their stuff on Nintendo platforms, because I know we got a Sonic Advance game. Because I think this was before the Dreamcast officially died, when the Neo Geo Pocket Color came out. So they weren't porting those things over. So you had and you had all the SNK games. You had Metal Slug. You had Capcom versus SNK fighting game on there. So it's just a really cool system that I always wanted. I want the blue camo one. That's the one I wanted as a teenager. So that's kind of the one I want to find. That one's becoming more affordable. It used to be like $200+ to get one, but now I've seen them as low, I think, as like $90 online. So that might be something I have soon, do an unboxing and talk about it later. I was kind of that was another thing I was kind of hoping to find in Japan for a reasonable price. But every one that I found was like pristine, and they were like limited edition ones. So they were like $200, $300, $400 for them. So I didn't get any while I was in Japan, unfortunately. But a really cool system that I kind of want. And it's something I would play periodically. Not that often, but I'd play it periodically just for shits and giggles, kind of thing like that. It'd probably sit on this desk right here, probably right in front of my monitor or something. Kind of a display piece, but also something I can pick up and play every once in a while. Next up, another portable. The Wonder Swan, but the Final Fantasy edition. This one I just want because I think it looks cool. It's very clean, white. Comes with, I think, Final Fantasy 1 and 2. It would be a straight display piece. And again, it's kind of in the same price range as the Neo Geo Pocket Color. So not stupid expensive. I've seen people get them in Japan for pretty inexpensively, but they were out in like the country. I kind of looked. I only ever found like a complete in-box edition. So really expensive. So I didn't pick it up, but maybe if I find an inexpensive one, I'll pick it up in the very near future. And lastly, it's kind of a three-parter because they're all three GameCube systems. Ones that I've kind of discovered through watching YouTube videos. Others I've kind of discovered like going through Suragaya.com and like looking at the different special edition GameCubes. And honestly, I could do a list of like special edition GameCubes I want, but I kind of just like narrowed it down to three because these would be like the main three that I'd want to grab. First up is the Metal Gear Solid Twin Snakes version. This one's just a silver GameCube, but the top plate where it usually says Nintendo GameCube is a Foxhound logo. And I think that's really cool, but that would be something I would display in the box because the box is really cool artwork of, kind of the Japanese cover of the game, but in silver instead of red. Just a really cool special edition. Comes with the Game Boy player with it as well. Wait, no, that one does not come with the Game Boy player. No, take that back. But just kind of a cool piece that I would just display somewhere in the background to see. Wouldn't need to play it because I've got already 3 playable GameCubes. An American Indigo, one, a Japanese spice orange one with the Game Boy player, and then on the bottom shelf in this display back there, silver American one. So I wouldn't really need to play it, but it's kind of a cool piece just to have, like just the display with that Foxhound logo next to the box. I think would be a really, really nice display piece. Then the next up, I think, is the GameCube. Any Nintendo fan or any Nintendo GameCube fan wants, and that's the Panasonic Q. That's the weird.
I didn't have to get the Joker.
All right, buddy. That's Bowie off camera telling me he's coming right back. He has to go get his Joker figure. But the other one would be the Panasonic Q. That's the one that has DVD support, which I think the GameCube would have surpassed the Xbox had it had a DVD playback function. I mean, Nintendo used, I just happen to have one on my desk, Nintendo used their small little discs for it, and it didn't have a DVD playback function, even though these are DVDs. They're just little DVDs. So I think that hurt the system. It's kind of like Nintendo in this time just doing their Nintendo thing. They just got to be different, and sometimes it backfires on them. And so had the GameCube had a DVD player, I think it would have sold a lot more. But Panasonic did make this Q version, this silver cube monstrosity thing, and there'll be a picture or something here. You got bad guys? Okay, cool, buddy. He knows nothing of on air and recording. But yeah, so it's just this big weird silver cube, and it's quite ugly. But that would just, again, that one goes for over $1,000, and it'd be one of the last ones I get off this list because, again, something I wouldn't play that much to justify that price to the wife, especially in this economy, really, would be kind of hard to do. But yeah, just a cool display piece to have in your collection. I think the first YouTuber I saw talk about this, like I learned about it through Scott the Woz. I don't think he was the first YouTuber to bring this like to light, but I definitely think he was definitely the first one I saw talk about it. I wasn't aware of this until he was like doing something talking about variant GameCubes and like that. Maybe the gaming historian. It's like one of three. It's like Scott the Woz, gaming historian, or Did You Know Gaming is where I first learned about this. I was like, oh, that's cool. I remember looking up, I was like, oh, that's cool, but that's expensive for something I don't need. And it's really ugly too. For as like cute and cool looking as the actual GameCube is, that Panasonic Q is pretty ugly. But yeah, had Nintendo gone forward and like mass produced these either with Panasonic or somebody else with an actual DVD player in it, I think the GameCube sales would have been much higher because, you know, you have the DVD playback function and then you have the added bonus of you have your Nintendo games with it. So, in fact, I don't think any Nintendo system has ever had DVD playback. I don't think the Wii, because I know you could do Netflix on the Wii, but I don't think you could play DVDs on the Wii. And the Wii U, I don't think so either. So, Nintendo's never had that playback function. That's weird. But yeah, had Nintendo done that, they probably would have outsold the Xbox because then, you know, you got your Nintendo fans, and the GameCube being cheaper than the other two systems, you know, it's a cheaper DVD player as well. So I think it would have sold more, but I mean, hindsight's 2020, am I right? So that's on the Panasonic Q. And then lastly, for my Grail systems would be the Gundam Char bundle. This is a red GameCube with a Game Boy Advance player, cool red controller with the Gundam symbol on it, and then you get a cool red Gundam figure to go with it. So this one is one I'd want complete. Like I wouldn't just want the system where I'd want the box, I'd want the figure, I'd want the controller, the Game Boy Advance player, all of that to come in the system. Where the other ones like the Q, I could just go with the system. You know, the Nintendo 64 DD, just go with the system. I mean, the Metal Gear Solid, I'd want the system and the box, controller, anything else. I don't care about that. But yeah, the Gundam Char bundle, I would want complete. And this one is definitely one I discovered on Surigaya, and I just think it looks really, really cool. It's another pretty expensive one, especially to find complete. But this would be, again, a very cool display place. It could go, wrong arm. Could go right with my Gundams and display like right next to the Nintendo stuff and everything like that. So again, another cool, really cool piece with some cool history and things like that. And like I said, I could do a whole video on the GameCube variants that just came out in Japan because there's so many of them. There's a Crystal Chronicles one. There's a Hanson Tigers one. one of the ones while I was like looking for pictures for this video. But yeah, there's just a bunch of them that I could just do a whole video on. Maybe that's a video I'll do later. But yeah, so that's the video. Those are some of my Grail console pieces. I don't really have any Grail games. Like, if I were to have a Grail game, it would be Chrono Trigger. But I own Chrono Trigger. Well, the Japanese version complete. I used to have the US version, but it got lost in my move, which I know long-term time viewers of this channel are tired of me complaining about, because anytime I talk about Chrono Trigger, I bitch about those movers losing it. But yeah. Because for me, for a Grail game is a game that not only is expensive and you want to own in your collection, but you love and either want to play or want to play again, kind of thing like that. So that's the video for today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment on some Grail systems that, or even Grail games that you want to talk about, discuss, and things like that. And something I think I'm going to do more on the channel is talk about like games that I'm playing, that I'm getting into for the week. And this week is still playing Suikoden 1 and 2 HD remake on my Switch. I just downloaded Oblivion yesterday with the Shadow Drop. Have not gotten a chance to play it yet because had work and then I had to go coach a baseball game, so I didn't get home till after 8. And at that point I was so tired. I was like, I don't even want to start because I know the character creation is going to take a long time. So I was like, I don't even want to start that and be tired and not get to play the game. So I'm probably going to, after I'm done editing this video, probably start on Oblivion. And then Expedition 33 comes out this week. I will be downloading that to play it. I'm actually really excited for that. It's a turn-based JRPG style of a game. And I'm very interested in this story. If you don't know, Expedition 33, it's like there's this world, this like painter deity will like post a number and anybody of that age just dead or evaporates. And so they do 33, and this is like the 33rd expedition, and you're out to stop it. Somehow I feel there's going to be some sort of like really like cool twist to the plot, something, because there's been like 32 other expeditions, the 33rd, and they have failed all those times. So I think that we're going to find out why those have failed. I think it's going to be something really cool to the plot, so I'm really excited for that. I hope it's good, or at least it's intriguing enough so I get to that point, so I see what that is. So I'm excited to play that game. And then of course today is the 23rd, tonight at midnight, pre-orders go live for the Switch 2, so I will be on multiple devices trying to secure that pre-order. So yeah, so there it is. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you for hanging out for this video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care. Bye.